Welcome back to Comic Statues Unleashed, where art meets myth and the dark corners of the multiverse come to life in a glorious one-third scale monument to technology.
Tecnologia!
Today, we enter the shadows of Sector 2814 to witness a fusion of willpower and madness. This is the Dawnbreaker, Prime One Studios' latest monstrous masterpiece from the Dark Multiverse. Let's dive deep, but be warned, this lantern runs on fear, not hope. Join me as we examine every aspect and detail of this phenomenal piece. Now, let's get into it and get our first whiff of that addictive new statue smell.
Smells like balls in here.
As always, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any upcoming statue reviews, unboxings, and deep dives into the world of collectible art. But first, let's get a little backstory on this character. The Dawnbreaker is a living void, not a hero, not a villain. He operates like a force of nature. Unlike most villains who want power, revenge, or dominance, Dawnbreaker seeks emptiness. He doesn't want to rule the world, he wants to erase everything flawed in it. That makes him uniquely terrifying among the Dark Knights. Moreover, he has no lantern oath. Traditional lanterns have deeply symbolic oaths that reflect their values. Dawnbreaker has none. His power is not poetic, it's primal. The absence of an oath reflects his absence of purpose beyond annihilation. Furthermore, he can absorb light-based beings. In his debut, Dawnbreaker absorbs a guardian of the universe into his ring, erasing it from existence. This suggests his ring doesn't just manifest constructs, it can consume energy beings and light itself, acting more like a black hole than a battery. His powers weaken under hope and light. One of the few limitations Dawnbreaker has is that sources of strong hope, like certain Blue Lantern constructs or magic-based light, can disrupt or weaken his powers. He thrives in despair, and when faced with unwavering optimism, his constructs begin to falter. What makes Dawnbreaker dangerous is that he isn't motivated by justice, only by control and pain. He's a character who represents willpower detached from empathy, a core corruption of what the Green Lantern Corps stands for. His mind never developed emotionally. He remains the traumatized child of Crime Alley, but now with galactic-level powers. In his own universe, Dawnbreaker didn't just defeat Gotham's criminals, he obliterated them. Then, finding the world still corrupt, he used his ring to snuff out the entire city, replacing it with a cold vacuum of order and silence. It's an ultimate version of Batman's crusade gone fully fascist. First appearing in Batman the Dawnbreaker #1 in 2017, Bruce Wayne of Earth -32 didn't just mourn his parents, he eradicated their killer with lethal willpower moments after receiving a Green Lantern ring. But this wasn't Hal Jordan's ring. It hadn't bonded with a mind twisted by trauma and loss. In Bruce's hands, the ring overrode its safety protocols, letting him manifest constructs born of despair. He didn't protect Gotham, he consumed it. Corrupted by his own unchecked grief, this Bruce becomes the Dawnbreaker, a one-man cosmic horror show. His constructs are eldritch nightmares, his justice absolute. When the multiverse begins to collapse, he's recruited by the Batman who laughs to join the Dark Knights.
Are you hitting on me?
What?
This happens all the time. I will not let you ruin your wedding. I will give you a handy J to keep you out of trouble.
Thankfully, despite being a large piece, this statue came in only one larger sized box, measuring about 22 by 29 by 21 inches. Inside, we find the large and simple installation instructions and pamphlets. Cracking into it, we have the first layer still wrapped up, and unwrapped, we can see the body, portrait, and multiple constructs, much brighter than I was expecting. Special note here, there are multiple stickers scattered throughout the entire box, warning of the clear constructs and the clear resin everywhere. It's very fragile, so be careful. Beginning with the portrait, Dawnbreaker's face is hauntingly calm. A slight snarl, no smile. just dead, unwavering resolve. The pale skin tones contrast the luminous green visor. This isn't a man fighting crime. This is a specter of vengeance. The cowl is battle-worn and jagged around the cheeks, suggesting countless wars fought without emotion. Available as the deluxe, this piece included a second portrait, but it was completely non-essential for me. Very plain and humanesque. I much prefer this one, and the other would just sit trapped in the box for eternity. Next out of the box, we have one of the many base constructs, a ferocious bat head with huge teeth. Made of semi-clear resin, it is greatly detailed and very eye-catching. It really plays into the fusion of a Green Lantern and Batman's persona. Clenched fists ready to project constructs or deliver a brutal blow. The hands and gauntlets are armored yet seamless, hinting at biotech rather than gear. Prime 1 has sculpted even the knuckles with subtle variations in texture, part alien, part human. The ring itself appears larger than expected, but looks fantastic. The many constructs are semi-translucent, cast in vibrant green resin that glows under even low lighting. They pulse with energy as if they're alive. Skulls within the constructs are grotesquely detailed, oozing with expression, and feel more akin to something H.R. Giger might dream up than your typical lantern construct. Here, we have some additional nefarious constructs and lantern creations. The detail and vein work is fantastic. The application of light against these pieces really brings them to life. With an LED turned towards it, the statue truly comes to life. From the glowing emblem to the base tendrils and constructs, it transforms from an eerie statue into a visual horror story. I will be positioning this with multiple lights to showcase it fully. Following that, we have the Lantern Corp emblem that will sit on top of his chest above his bat insignia, as well as some of the biotech type pieces which embellish his entire suit. The Dawnbreaker himself stands tall, assertive, shoulders back, a god among mortals. The boots are textured with a sleek yet alien armor finish.
Are those Yeezys?
They're cheaper now.
As we continue discussing this piece, let's talk craftsmanship. Prime 1 continues to set the bar with museum-level precision. Dawnbreaker's armor has this dark metallic green sheen, shifting in tone under light, like a lantern corrupted by a demon's breath. The ribbed textures along the torso and limbs are so finely done they almost feel biomechanical, alien even. His suit is a fusion of lantern and bat, but everything's slightly wrong. The green piping feels invasive, like veins instead of technology. The chest emblem, half bat, half lantern, glows almost with the exceptional paint job. A fractured symbol of hope and fear coexisting in one form. And this here is,
What the fuck is that?
honestly, I don't have a clue what this is. It's soft and velvety on one side, but sticky on the back. Not illustrated anywhere in the instructions or piece outline. And it doesn't fit any piece at all. I have no idea what this is for. Moving on, we have layer 2 still wrapped up. And unwrapped, we have the grotesque base and appendages. The base itself is pure storytelling, an alien, death-infused terrain writhing with Green Lantern constructs that feel more like parasitic spirits than protective entities. The swirling tendrils and wicked forms evoke a haunted battlefield. The application of LED lighting gives the constructs an otherworldly pulse, making the corruption feel alive. The lantern itself is oversized and sinister, seemingly pulsating with eerie emerald light. From it, you see constructs emerging, but not in traditional shapes. These are twisted, hands reaching, faces screaming, tentacles swirling, as if the ring draws from a nightmarish dimension. Here, we have all the large and imposing tendrils that adorn the base. Very, very sinister looking, all clear resin and transparent. Excellently detailed as well. Sure enough, I am slowly but surely making my way through the entire dark metal line and impressed by the progress, yet I can't help but feel something is still a little missing.
Damn, bro, you must get bitches.
Still no bitches.
And here we have the Comic Statues Unleashed special with an assembly video and a 360-degree aspect view. The Prime 1 Studios 1/3 scale Dawnbreaker, a masterwork of darkness, despair, and corrupted willpower. Standing over 30 inches tall, this statue captures the eerie might of one of the most psychologically disturbing Batmen from the Dark Multiverse. First appearing in 2017's Batman the Dawnbreaker, written by Sam Humphries and illustrated by Ethan Van Sciver, Dawnbreaker is part of the Dark Knight's Metal event. This alternate Bruce is granted a power ring moments after his parents' murder. His trauma overrides the ring's programming, allowing him to bend it to his will and exterminate crime ruthlessly, including Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. Recruited by the Batman Who Laughs, Dawnbreaker joins the Dark Knights to bring chaos to the main DC universe. Unlike other Lanterns who are chosen because of their will, which can overcome great fear, Bruce's grief and rage are so intense that they override the ring's built-in safeguards. This allows him to forcefully manipulate the ring and bypass the moral and psychological boundaries set by the Guardians of the Universe. In terms of overall assembled size, this piece clocks in at a whopping 35 inches tall, but a relatively small footprint of only 15 inches wide at the base. The Dawnbreaker is Bruce Wayne reimagined in the nightmare world of Earth -32, a realm of the Dark Multiverse. After the murder of his parents, an emotionally shattered Bruce inherits a Green Lantern ring, but instead of being chosen for willpower, he overpowers the ring with sheer grief and rage. The result, a ring without safeguards turned into a weapon of terror. There are multiple psychological themes reflected in this statue. His grief is transmuted into control. The base and overall color palette are smothered in acidic greens and corrupted energy effects, symbolizing how Bruce's internalization of trauma has unleashed it outwards. Isolation and monomania. His stoic, almost blank expression reflects a loss of empathy, an empty vessel driven by purpose alone. The perversion of hope. The ring, once a symbol of will and heroism, now enables death and destruction. The swirling, grotesque green energy constructs on the base are visual metaphors of corrupted ideas. Even the God complex. With no guardians to stop him, Dawnbreaker sees himself as judge, jury, and executioner. His pose, firm stance, dominating posture, exudes dominance and moral absolutism. I just wanted to include a quick still shot here of where I plan on placing him, directly in between the Grim Knight as well as the Joker Dragon diorama. As a final thought, the Dawnbreaker represents what happens when power meets unprocessed trauma. He is not evil for evil's sake. He is logic without empathy, order without morality. The ring, once a symbol of interstellar hope, becomes a tool of emotional nihilism in his hands. In many ways, this Bruce never left that alleyway. The ring gave him control, but it never gave him peace. This statue captures that. The rigid pose, clenched fists, eyes wide with suppressed fury. It's not a warrior, it's a boy who never healed. Prime 1 Studios has outdone themselves in capturing not just a character, but a concept. The idea of a hero broken so deeply that power becomes his poison. Dawnbreaker isn't just another Batman. He's a warning, a mirror to what lies beneath unchecked trauma and absolute power. Thanks for sticking around. If you enjoyed this descent into darkness, drop a like, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Who is your favorite twisted Batman from the Dark Multiverse? And don't forget, until we meet again, keep your passion for collecting alive and your love for superheroes soaring.